Hi everybody, it's Kaleb and Lydia again. We're your lead TAs for the College of Music, and we are really excited to talk to you a little bit about the Center for Teaching and Learning teaching certificates that we offer. So this video, we'll talk about a few different things. What's the Center for Teaching and Learning, first of all, and then we'll give you a few options for certificates you might be interested in. So the Certificate in College Teaching, the Future Faculty Development Certificate, and the Pursuing Excellence in College Teaching credential. And then after we've kind of given you the details on those, then we'll give you some ideas for next steps, how you can pursue these certificates and get more involved with the Center for Teaching and Learning and Professional Development at the College of Music.
So, what is the Center for Teaching and Learning? It is a professional development resource for all graduate students and faculty, and not just those in teaching roles. So if you're not a TA, no worries. They provide workshops and lectures, moderated reading groups, and then there are grants and awards for which you can apply as well. It's also the home of the Graduate Teacher Program, which provides professional certificates and lead workshops and fellowships like the ones that Lydia and I have. So you're probably thinking, why would I want to pursue a teaching certificate or credential? Well, it develops your CV, which is definitely a great thing to do. It provides real accountability for your professional development. It sets a timeline in place and achievable small goals for you for your professional development. It's very easy to do. All of the programs can be completed in just 1 year. You can tailor it to your specific career goals, whatever those may be. You will receive feedback on your teaching by submitting videos to Lydia and myself or other leads from other departments, and you get to become a better teacher and a learner, which is kind of why we're all here.
All right, so the first certificate we'd like to talk to you about is the Certificate in College Teaching, or the CCT. And this might be a good certificate program for you if you teach in a classroom or studio setting. You want to teach at the collegiate level someday. And so some programs in the College of Music that might apply to would be musicology, music theory, music education, composition, conducting, or pedagogy. But just as a side note, just because we're saying, these departments, might be interested in this certificate, doesn't mean that you're tied down to this certificate. It's definitely meant to help you with your career goals. So maybe you're from, jazz studies or something, and you would really be interested in teaching larger classes as a jazz professor someday. Then this is the certificate for you. So you don't necessarily have to be part of one of those departments. That's just kind of some areas where we'd recommend that. And that goes for all of the certificates. And then finally, you want the maximum amount of accountability in required reflection, teaching feedback, and professional development. So this certificate is really, really focused on developing you as a teacher. So here are some of the requirements for that. First, you need to teach for 2 semesters. That could be in a studio or in a classroom setting. You need to attend 20 Center for Teaching and Learning workshops. And that sounds like a lot, but for example, we have our fall intensive coming up, and you could knock out half of those just by going to, or more than half of those, just by going to sessions right before the school year starts. You could probably get, at least 10 sessions in before you even get started this year. So 20 adds up really quickly, and there are lots of opportunities for workshops during the year. And so with that, then you also need 20 discipline-specific hours. And again, while that sounds like a lot, it can apply to a lot of different things, and it can be easy to get those hours. You can get them by coming to events that we put on for professional development in the College of Music. You can also get those hours just by meeting with your advisor. So those hours go by really quickly as well. You need to do 2 video teaching consultations. And what happens in a video teaching consultation is that You record yourself teaching, which I know sounds scary at first, but it's a really, really good way to reflect on your own teaching. And then what happens is you kind of watch this video, you'll reflect on it, and then Kaleb and I will come in, we'll watch it, and we'll kind of do some guided reflection on that video with you. Maybe give you a little bit of advice, what we think maybe we could work on. But this is really like led by you and not necessarily by us. And so this is all about you reflecting on your teaching, coming to your own conclusions, and making your own goals of how you want to improve. Then you will also do, you'll have a faculty observation and evaluation of your teaching. So that might be they come into your classroom, or in the age of COVID, they would do that virtually and just give you some feedback. And by the way, you get to choose the faculty member that comes in and does that. They'll kind of be your mentor. And then after all this, you put together your teaching portfolio. It's mostly artifacts that you'll already have made from teaching, things like syllabi, your CV, your philosophy of teaching, things like that. And then finally, you'll complete an online exit survey, and you will get the certificate on your transcript, and you can officially talk about it and brag about it in your interviews.
So the Future Faculty Development Certificate, or the FFD, is interesting for those who maybe want to be a researcher, an administrator, or an artist in residence someday. Specifically good for those of us in performance, musicology, and composition. Or if you just prefer a project-based certificate rather than a reflection on your teaching-based certificate. The requirements for the FFD, first of all, is a mentorship program you'll set up with a faculty mentor. You get to do 20 CTL workshops, just like in the CCT. You will organize a site visit where you go to a specific university and work with a faculty member there for a day. It might be a little different in COVID because of that. And you do have to go to any university that's not CU. That is important. And then, of course, you'll have a project that you want to complete. You'll set that up with your mentor, take the appropriate steps in order to do that project. You do your mentor interview and evaluation, where you get to work closely with your mentor on that as well. You'll submit your Socratic portfolio, and then, of course, there is an online exit survey.
Great, and so the last kind of program you can pursue is the Pursuing Excellence in College Teaching credential. So this is a little bit different from the certificates. The certificates allow you to put, like, that actually goes on your transcript. The credential doesn't go on your official transcript, but it's still, you know, a great line to put on your CV or your resume. So you might choose this credential if you just want to learn more about teaching and learning. You aren't necessarily interested in like creating a project, or you're maybe not a teaching assistant or anything like that, but you still want credit for that professional development that you've attended. And maybe you're short on time, so this one has a few less requirements, so you'll be able to get this done really quickly. So here are the requirements. This one only requires 10 CTL workshops. So like I said before, you could knock these out in our fall intensive over the course of 3 days and be done with all of those. You need 5 discipline-specific workshops, and that's, again, what Kaleb and I will be putting on at the College of Music or advisor meetings. You need to put on a guest lecture, and you would work with kind of your mentor to figure out what might be the best place to do that. You'll do a certificate reflection, just kind of talking about what you've learned through all these experiences. And then finally, an online exit survey.
So you're probably thinking to yourself, I am really interested in getting involved with the Center for Teaching and Learning. Kaleb and Lydia have done such an incredible job in this Zoom video. What do I do now? So the answer to that is you check out the Center for Teaching and Learning's website. There is a link here. This is a video, so don't click the link, but you can, we'll include it in the email. And then also you can contact us with any questions you have about the Center for Teaching and Learning, or just general questions about graduate student life at CU. Our contact information is there. Again, we'll include that in our email. And what's next from us is you're going to, during orientation, there'll be a time in your schedule for a virtual Q&A with us. It's on Wednesday, August 19th from 1 to 2 p.m. And then the virtual Center for Teaching and Learning Fall Intensive that Lydia had mentioned earlier begins that same day on August 19th. It starts in the morning. We'll send out a schedule with that attached to this video, or maybe we'll just put it at the end of this video here. And that starts on August 19th and goes to the 21st. It's filled with free virtual workshops and professional development. And all of those work as credit toward those certificates if you like. And then something specific to the College of Music that Lydia and I will be doing this year is our Tea and TED Talk series. It's going to be all related to teaching and playing music and being in the College of Music and things like that. We'll have dates and topics for those to come.
We're really looking forward to meeting all of you and hopefully talking with you at the Q&A. The Q&A will be primarily about the certificates. If you have any questions, we want to make sure we address those. But also remember, it can be about anything at all. We want to make sure you feel comfortable, you know, starting your first year at Boulder. So we're here. You know, you have questions about parking, health insurance, whatever, you ask us. We're here for you. So we'll see you next week for that.
All right, thanks everyone, bye.
Bye.